how do you judge this kind of a ship? Do you judge it by its speed, strength, agility, cargo capacity, design? What? Well, Winder is an exception to all other ships due to one simple fact. It's the default ship. You go bankrupt or don't have enough money to rebuy your shit, here you go, a free Sidewinder. So the ship I will be judging as an introduction to the whole game, and oftentimes, this is a terrible curse. I mean, if the first thing a new player touches is a floating dumpster fire, then hey, how does that make the whole game look in general? Now then, as I first logged in Elite, I was rather surprised. And no, it wasn't a pleasant surprise. First off, I recall looking around my ship and the interior was, well, let's say simple and very unrefined. Frankly, I felt like I was sitting in some carpenter's outhouse. Still, there is one thing that I loved about it. Every time you deployed your hardpoints, you could see them pop up. And that gave me an insight into how they worked, looked, and moved. And you know, it's kind of a shame that in the next several ships, this feature will be missing. So anyways, first impressions off the gate were pretty bad. Then, I flied a little bit and got used to Winder, and another thing came to light. Sidewinder's design for a spaceship was very unusual. Hideous and ugly as hell. Seriously, have a big bone. Anyways, a big bone to pick with Sidewinder's design. Yes, I know it's a classic design, but seriously, when you think about spaceships, the typical design anyone thinks about is something close to a rocket shape. A lengthwise space dildo, if you will. Yeah, like that. Honestly, I can't fathom the mindset of its creator when making it. Maybe it was someone who enjoyed 3rd grade geometry too much. Understand, just because it's a classic doesn't mean that it's good, and frankly, from a perspective of a newbie when it comes to space sims or Elite in general, this is a terrible looking ship to introduce me to the game. At first, I frankly thought it was a joke, not a real ship. Still, ugly design and interior aside, Winder actually is quite nippy little ship. Sure, it's not the fastest, strongest, or most durable out there, but it still sits very comfortably in the middle of everything. In combat, you'll be using water pistols as weapons, unless you have godlike aiming skills with rails. For trading, you'll be holding doggy bags filled with Imperial slave pieces, and while exploring, you'll be jumping puddles. Get it? Also, as a little aside, to A-grade everything on your Winder, it will take about 1.3 million credits. But frankly, I didn't ever find the need to do so. A-grade power plant is a must. Then for fighting, distributor and shields need to be upgraded. And then for trading and exploring, a good FSD is obvious choice. Sensors and life support I never increase above D rank anyhow, and bulkheads are worth more than your ship, so screw that. I mean, as long as you have shields, you'll be fine. But yeah, it's also cheaper to get hull reinforcements anyways, and they give more armor. Now, as the last thing, Winder is a good ship. In fact, I think it's the best ship for its versatility. A jack-of-all-trades, if you will. Though it's the lowest grade ship, so you'll be upgrading to another ship soon enough. For a starter one, it's a great one. Again, except for the looks. And if I had to describe this floating couch, it would be part dumpster fire and gold. A golden dumpster fire, if you will. Oh man, what the hell this video has turned into? I better end it before I get thrown into airlock.